You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show. Whose footsteps are you walking in? Who has inspired you from the Black community to speak up about representation?
Yeah, that's such a good question. For me, aside from my family members, like not only my mum, my aunt, all my aunts, in fact, and my uncles, not only my older generation, they're gonna hate me for saying older. Sorry, folks, the 18 and 3/4 folks. As my mum will tell you, she's 18 and 3/4, sometimes 17. So, but anyway,
Nice.
It's the generation above me. My grandparents, especially, my grandmothers, fun fact about they're both feisty ladies, God rest their soul. But one of them in particular is a crazy story, actually got held up at gunpoint in their own house. But rather than cowering away or just say, oh, please just go or whatever, she took up a coffee table and tried to throw the coffee table at the gunman.
I think I'd have loved meeting her.
Oh, man, this is the line of women, I come from. But I'm cool with it.
You know what this explains so much, Tan.
And please, by the way, do not do that. Do not try this out.
Let's get the coffee table on the floor.
Yeah, and please just go to safety. Thank you very much. But that's the kind of attitude. And again, with my other grandmother, she had the gift of the gab at times without you realizing it. She can comfort people when she's ready. Nice. But at the same time, so all those people from ancestors, if you like, or just more so the grandparents and parents and aunts and uncles, cousins, or the family is who inspire me. But aside from family, let's look at Michelle Obama. Oh my gosh,
isn't she just amazing?
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, lady, okay, I see you. Okay, yeah, and even like people closer to home, there's another lady called Serlina Boyd who started Coco magazine. And it initially was for girls only. And she started it off the back in the pandemic of all times, started it off the back because her daughter, Black lady, her daughter wanted to see somebody, well, she wanted her daughter to see somebody like herself. Again, representation, right? And kids, oh my gosh, they see so much more than what we think that they see. And it's respecting that and honoring that. Okay. And then saying to yourself, okay, how can I help this? Do you know what I mean? How can I do my little part to make sure that they stand up? And going back to George Floyd, my younger nephew, who's, oh gosh, this auntie duties. Oh my gosh. Sorry, nephew. He is now probably like, that's it. He's going to be 13 this year. But at the time when the whole George Floyd situation was happening, he did a poem about it because in his school they had to write poems and so forth, and he chose to write one about Black Lives Matter and especially about George Floyd.
Wow.
And when I tell you the passion that this young man had, right, and it almost brought like a tear to my eyes, like at such a young age you're feeling it already. And one of my prayers is that all my nieces and my nephews, however far afield they are, they get to grow to be old people, because this is a thing that we now have to think, not now have to think about it, but this is where my head is at now.
Of course.
I just want them to all grow to be old people, and friends, children, and all these kids.
But also not to have to worry about it.
Not have to worry.
Most people we don't worry about the safety of our lives for those reasons. And I think that's why it's really powerful, the people that you've shared, because both Michelle Obama and Serlina have created their own path.
Yeah.
They've not sat there and gone, pity me, I'm not going to be represented. They've gone, do you know what? I want to show my kids, because Michelle Obama talks about this a lot in her book, that she didn't want to be like everybody else. She was going to step there for her husband to support him, but she wanted to do it her way.
Yes.
Serlina's doing it the same.
Yeah.
So Tan, my question for you is, what's your way now?
Yeah. I love that question, because it took me a while to think about that when I first thought about it myself. And I think my way is being vocal about subjects like this, being vocal about representation, because it does matter. And obviously my vehicle is using branding, right? So my way is, if I can get onto extra interviews, if I can get onto platforms that will allow a message like this to be shared and to be respected and to be supported and to be empowered, that's what I want. And it is not just for me. This is a whole ripple effect. I'm, again, one person doing this, and I'm going to do my bit. This is my bit. So now anybody who's listening to this, what's your bit? I'm going to call you out. What's your bit? You know?
Yeah.
And I say I'm calling you out because I was called out. And we don't realize it until you get called out. So here's your sign, folks. I keep looking at the microphone like you're in the microphone.